In the year 2173, humanity was still finding its footing within the Galactic Union, a collection of interstellar civilizations ruled by a strict, if enigmatic, judicial order. Judge Mira Caldwell was the first human ever appointed to preside over a mixed tribunal, her skill in conflict mediation making her invaluable in cases that spanned diverse species and intergalactic territories. But the Union's judiciary was steeped in tradition, and many species still considered humanity a primitive upstart. Mira knew her every move was under scrutiny. One day, while Mira prepared for a high-profile trial involving the Arcanii and the Telgrith, a dispute over planetary resources that could spark a galaxy-wide conflict, she was barred from the court entrance. Standing at the doors were two towering Dravani soldiers, reptilian beings with scales the color of midnight and eyes like molten amber. Their claws, which easily pierced through steel, flexed as they watched her approach. "You will not enter, human judge," the Dravani soldier hissed, blocking her with a wide sweep of his armored arm. Mira was taken aback. She raised her official judicial crest, a symbol that should allow her entry to any court in the Union, but the guards did not move. "Under what grounds are you denying me access?" Mira demanded, her voice calm but steely. "By order of the Celestial Tribunal, humans are no longer permitted to preside over interspecies cases," the other Dravani said, his voice carrying a note of disgust. "Your presence is no longer required." Mira's mind raced. She knew that there were elements within the tribunal who despised humanity's rapid ascent. But to pull her off a case of this magnitude, one that would shape interstellar politics for generations, this was more than a personal affront. It was a calculated insult to humanity's place in the galaxy. Despite the looming soldiers, Mira's eyes narrowed, her mind sharpening with resolve. She knew she couldn't force her way through the Dravani. They were nearly indestructible in their battle armor. But she wasn't about to stand down. With a calm nod, Mira stepped back, her face betraying no emotion. She left the court complex without another word, striding back to her quarters in the Union embassy. She spent the night in a flurry of research, combing through Union law and precedents. She contacted diplomats, pulled strings, and even managed to reach sympathetic allies in high places within the Union's bureaucracy. By morning, she had a plan. The next day, Mira arrived at the court again. This time, a crowd had gathered, alerted by the rumors of her rejection. Journalists from a dozen species and 100 worlds watched her approach the court steps. Mira held her judicial crest high, her expression unyielding. The Dravani soldiers were there, stationed like statues, blocking her path once more. "Mira Caldwell, you are not permitted entry," they repeated, though a flicker of uncertainty crossed their features as they noticed the spectators. "That's where you're wrong," Mira said, her voice carrying across the assembly. She unfurled a document she had drafted overnight, an ancient but still binding procedural clause buried within the founding documents of the Galactic Union. According to Union law, any official who is barred from entering the court by force has the right to appeal the ruling within the jurisdiction of the people, by way of open trial. There was a murmur in the crowd. Open trials were an ancient tradition, a nearly forgotten relic from a time when the Galactic Union had barely extended beyond a few allied planets. The concept of an open trial was simple but powerful. It allowed for the court's proceedings to be held in a public forum if a member was obstructed by the state. The Dravani soldiers exchanged a glance. Denying her an open trial would violate one of the most foundational principles of Union law, triggering repercussions that could undermine the entire judicial system. The soldiers hesitated, then, realizing they had no choice, grudgingly stepped aside. Mira strode past them, holding her head high. The trial was held in the main square, her voice amplified by translation systems so all species could hear her arguments. She spoke directly to the people of the Union, exposing the political machinations that had sought to silence her and undermine humanity's place in the galaxy. The Arcanii and Telgrith representatives, initially shocked by the turn of events, became enthralled by her passion and unshakable dedication to justice. Mira's arguments were fair, balanced, and carried a level of integrity that resonated with everyone present. In the end, Mira not only won the case, but garnered the respect of countless alien species. The open trial became legendary, a testament to humanity's resolve and commitment to justice. The Celestial Tribunal had tried to push Mira Caldwell aside, but instead, she had shown the galaxy what it meant to stand for what was right, no matter the cost. From that day on, Mira was not just a judge. She was a symbol of resilience, earning the honorary title Unbreakable Advocate across the Union. And the law she invoked, the right to open trial, became known as Caldwell's Appeal, a lasting mark of humanity's fierce dedication to justice in the face of oppression.